Unlike the children of today who include my daughter, I did not grow up with technology. When I was a high school student, technology was limited at best to a set of library computers, a laser disc to watch science videos, and an overhead projector for note taking. But I am a science teacher. Today's technology plays a role in my students' learning. Technology and science go hand in hand. With the growth and evolution of technology, we have been able to sequence DNA, locate the Titanic, and create robots. As such, I welcome technology into my classroom. But with great power comes great responsibility. Just because we have access does not mean we need to always use it. Students need to be able to utilize technology adequately and responsibly for its purpose. Technology should be an enhancement, not a replacement. Teaching and technology are not a one size fits all. Make it your own, find what works for you, and master it. This philosophy allows me, as an educational instructional designer, to bring curriculum to life that is student centered, all the while safely and correctly. My instructional design principles are few and simple. You must create effective work. You must be efficient with your time. You must create something learner centered, and you must be able to reach all your students, including individuals with ADA accommodations. As a designer, I'm looking for something that will translate well into my classroom, that is easy to utilize, and can be good for either online, in person, or a hybrid course. During this time of the unknown, we as teachers need to be flexible as decisions change from day to day. For my models that will support my needs, I will use the backward design model for in class instruction and then Chen's model for online design. Backward design was constructed by Ralph Tyler in 1949. The model looks at learning sought before the content and methods. There are three steps. First, identify results, then determine acceptable evidence, and lastly, plan instruction. Many times, as teachers, we look at the input first before the output. We can be blinded by the fancy labs, the hands on activity, and lose sight of what we are leading to or the understanding and achievement. I realized I am one of those teachers who got lost in the methods. Too many thoughts and concerns flooded my mind. Are we prepared for STAR? Did I incorporate enough tech into the lesson? Is it hands-on? While yes, I do look at the teaks to build, I was looking too superficial and not enough into deeper understanding and achievement. This model follows my principles and my criteria to make sure I'm doing what is best for my students in the classroom. For an online or hybrid course, I have decided on the Chen model. Chen suggests an online instructional design model with four steps. You identify the course format, instructional objectives, learners' needs, and approach. Next, you select content, technologies, and resources. Then you create, and lastly, you assess. These simple four steps blend factors from a traditional in class setting, allow flexibility, and are learner centered. Flexibility will be a key term as I foresee most of the year we will switch from online to in person instruction many times. Before the pandemic, my background of online teaching was a Canvas course which was utilized as a supplement to my students who were out sick, lost their work, or wanted to refer as needed. Now I'm having to teach the course online. While we tried our best to do that during the spring, it was more survival than teaching. This easy to follow model will help me reflect on how I need to build my virtual classroom to make sure I do not miss a step and offer the same things I do in person now online. At the end of the day, evaluation of the product and self reflection will be the greatest tools to excel as an instructional designer. Dr. Wallace posted a discussion to talk about Curie. Curie implies the framework for the autobiographical reflection on educational experiences that ultimately shape an individual's self understanding in our democratic society. The four-step process includes retelling the story of one's educational experience, imagining future possibilities for self-understanding and educational practice, analysis of these relationships between past, present, and future, life history and practice, and new ways of thinking about education. Reflection is what brought me here. My past is what brought me to my classroom, and utilizing that to be a better teacher is what I do. As Dr. Wallace stated, different experiences change your perspective, and yes, they do. I have only taught for 4 years, but each one has been different, giving me the chance to flourish in many ways. This is important to me because my students need to know that I am human. I make mistakes, but I try harder the next time. Without this self reflection, I am not sure how I can grow in my profession each year. All it took was for one moment to change my life. Here I am, glancing down the road of year 4, ready to tackle it head on with flexibility, kindness, and grace.